All right, good evening, villains. It's me, not Wes Anderson, and not Owen Wilson, and not Luke Wilson. Not Wes Anderson. But so anyway, yeah. So tonight is our first foray into the month of Wes Anderson, and tonight I present his first film, Bottle Rocket. As you can see, it's only me. Juno is still in Hollywood Hollywood trying to get our treatment for the next Alien film bought and sold and produced and everything like that. And so yeah, there we go. So as always, thank you guys for coming out. It's a full house, and just want to go and give the roll call. And since it's me solo, things are likely to just go off the rails as always. But we'll start off with Chester the Goat Franklin. As always, we've got Jimbo Jack in the house. We have Alan is in the house. The Zodiac's in the house. We have Rosalia. Steve Areno is in the house. My friend Albert showed for a little bit. We've got Ashton's in the house. Sailor George is here. And that looks like it's who it is and who it was and all that. Oh, who the hell is Pedro Pascal? Fuck Pedro Pascal. That's all I gotta say. I don't care if that pisses anybody off. He doesn't need to be in all the things that he's in. He's got a great looking mustache. That's about it. Um, but yeah. Um, so we have, like I said, tonight I'm presenting Bottle Rocket with Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson and the other Wilson brother whose name I can't remember, and a few others. So that's the way that goes. This movie is up on Tubi, but there is a LookMovie link posted at the top of the of the chat. And Andrew, okay, thank you, Chester. Bottle pocket rocket for the ladies. Well, some ladies like it in the socket. That's all I can say. Bum rush the. Well, okay, I'm gonna shut up. Because there is a lady present in the house, although I know she doesn't care, because I mean she knows how to mellow out the testosterone in the house. Come on, man, that's exactly right. Yeah. The eyes of Texas are upon us, and that is Wes Anderson, because he's a Texas director. And so there we go. Um, like I said, this is his first feature. It's really quite interesting. I know most of you know him from like Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums, but those I chose not to show because, well, everybody knows those. I kind of wanted to go for like some of the lesser ones. I pretty much have loved everything that he's done except for the Jarling Limited, but on the past couple of watches that I have watched of it, I like it a lot better than the first time I watched it. It was kind of odd because I felt he was really, I mean, it's still a comedy like most of his films, but I think he tried to put a bit more drama into it than what he usually does, and that's why I didn't exactly like it that much. But um, plus, I kind of thought Adrian Brody's character was a little flat in it, but he's since, like in other films, he's been a lot uh, better. But yeah, as far as next week's film, I'm going to show Life Aquatic: The Adventures of Steve Zissou with Bill Murray and Willem Dafoe. It's got a huge cast in that one, and it's a really good one. And then the other two I'll save for after that. I'll announce the next one next week after that one. So, and we have JuneXas in the house. Oh, I like Adrian Brody too. I just sometimes he's a little I don't know, some things, but he's in some really good stuff though, because he's Adrian Brody and he's got like a big nose or a hook nose or something like that. He could go fishing with his nose. But yeah, so there we go. But yeah, he was in that big one last year where he won the Oscar, and about that architect and all that kind of shit. I don't know. I haven't watched that because it's about 3.5 hours, and it's kind of late for me to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we have Anthony Chipotle is in the house. I'm doing good, Anthony. He's got 2 weeks until training's over, and his birthday is coming up, so that's cool. Oh, Alan says it's September 4th. So there we go. One of the last things I saw, Chester, if you want to check Adrian Brody for me, what was fuck? I want to say maybe check the years 2020 through 23. Tell me what you got, and I'll tell you because there's a really fucking good one that's up there that I can't remember the name of. But I hope you guys had a good weekend and whatnot. I hope it was exciting and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, his nose, Steve. He's got that hook nose. Who's Oscar Mayer? Not the. I mean the other Oscar Mayer, not Metro Golden Mayer. Because Metro Golden Mayer was the guy from MGM and all that. Oxygen, it's a fucking horrible movie with Adrian Brody. Definitely at its best. It's worse than Cat in the Hat. Oh shit. That's that. Hmm. I thought Oxygen was that Oprah Winfrey channel. That's. But yeah, as they say, well, no, I'm not even gonna go into that. I can't say that. Just as crappy. Well, that's good. But is it worse than Hallmark or Lifetime? Because Hallmark has those wonderful satanic Christmas films that I like to read the synopses of every once in a while. But it's obviously not comedy gold like Party Line with Leif Garrett and Drag. Metrosexual Golden Mare. Yeah, there we go. Rosie for the win. Always, Hallmark Wallboy. Yeah, him too. So yeah, Owen Wilson's character, Dignan. What the fuck does that mean, Dignan? I don't get it. What's happening, Jason? Jason Ginger Ninja's in the house. All I got to say, what if the hot dog comes through the phone like the bathroom stall in Scary Movie? Well, all I got to say to that is make way for Fanny. Jester, you're supposed to be doing research for me, brother. Adrian Brody, 2020 to 2023, please. List it all. Well, at least you've seen it, Jason. That's the good thing, Check under Adrian Brody under like movies between 2020 and 2023, please. Because there's something I'm missing that I need to tell everybody that they need to see. It's a very good movie, but I can't look it up right now myself, and I can't think of the fucking name of it, of course, because of my Alzheimer's kicking in and shit. But oh yeah, congrats again, Jason, for hitting that milestone that you hit. Good stuff. Yeah, it does have a kind of a similar vibe. It took me a while before I'd seen it, but I mean, it was like I'd already seen pretty much every movie he had out at the time. And then when I saw that one, I was like, holy shit, how did I miss this film? Yeah. Don't ever name your kid Dignan though. That sounds too weird. But it's just checking something here. Oh yeah, James Caan. James Caan is in this film as well, so it's always a good deal when you got James Caan. See, like Russell's not in here. If Russell was in here, he'd start talking about Thief, and we've seen him talk about Thief over like 2,000 times. No offense to him. I'm just saying, he has a tendency to repeat himself like 1,000 times. Dirk, what's going on, brother? Have you ever seen this, Dirk? Have you ever seen Bottle Rocket? I did not say Thief watch party, but that's that could happen. Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask you if you wanted to jump aboard because I'm solo tonight. I didn't have a huge chance to ask anybody if they wanted to like come on board and you know hang with me. But I always like to make sure like I don't want to just invite somebody cold that's never like seen the movie. It doesn't exactly matter, but the banter gets a bit less if they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, which nobody probably knows what I'm talking about right now anyway. Clean, clean. That's it. Thank you, Chester. 2021. That movie is fucking great. I suggest everybody see that. I may do a watch party for that. That was fucking great. But I appreciate that. Yeah, French Dispatch and Asteroid City. Those are both Wes Anderson movies. So he's become a regular in his films. He has done a couple of animated films, Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs. Isle of Dogs, well, they're both really good, but Fantastic Mr. Fox, I can watch it, but then there is kind of something troubling about it to where I can't watch it because uh fuck. You know how sometimes somebody can fuck something up, something you really like, but somebody can fuck it up to where like you can't or don't want to watch it again. And it's not necessarily me because I can watch it, but somebody else can't because of said other person. And I know a few of you will get what I'm talking about. So that kind of throws like a wrench in that sort of thing. So it's like I don't even want to bring it up because if I do, then that's wrong. So that's something that I have to keep on the down low. So if I ever did watch it, they they can't know that I watched it. But Isle of Dogs is fucking fantastic. It's really fucking great. But I was off. But both of those, well, not both of those. I'd say Fantastic Mr. Fox. I couldn't believe that he had actually directed an animated film. I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't expect it to be as great as it was because it's basically just one of his films animated. So, everything is there. It's all the jokes and everything is all slyly put out there and both of them are amazing, but I do prefer, I think, Isle of Dogs more or less uh, for the better and all that. Fantastic, Mr. Mox. That's exactly right. You've been watching Lizard Hunter. Okay. Fuck them and feed them fish eyes. Yeah. Well, I will I will explain that to you, Dirk, later. You may know what I'm talking about. It's nothing to do with, um, you know, who we're talking about, but or who you think it might be about, but John Third leg was on. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there's you know, let's just say that between said two people, love was never in the air. Bad motives, which now I think some of you will figure out because all I need is a hacksaw and a pair of another pair of clean clothes. So you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't who you thought I was talking about. Not about Mrs. I'm going to rip off Hanna-Barbera this week and somebody else next week. And, I'm not going to try to filter out my volcanic zit chin. Did I say that? And I'm not talking about myself. Give me my Vaseline, a banana, and some tape, something like that. And some duct tape. Somebody, I keep, when I think about it, I don't try to think about it often, but I think of all sorts of ways of doing dastardly things. An acid bath. Anyway, I don't want to be talking about this sort of stuff. The stream will get taken down, stuff like that. Do you have the duck? Somebody's got a duck. Prince Banana, yeah. I know what he was going to do with that banana. I did like the fact tonight. I will say the one thing that I did like on tonight's show, but I'm not really going to go into detail about it. But I did like the body bag in the parking lot set up. That was good. Questions and answers. There are no questions, and the answers are not complete answers. But I guess in a couple of minutes we can get this thing started, and we'll enjoy Bottle Rocket and things of that sort. Oh, and just also so everybody knows, I'm not talking about that. What I just put in the chat. The answer to the question is welcome to tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we always have to, look forward to is tomorrow. But for some reason, that song, that fucking song from Annie is in my head now. But I always think when I hear that song, I think of that scene in Serial Mom, where that old bag is listening to that song, and then she gets beaten to death with that leg of lamb. That's what a way to go, getting beat to death with a leg of lamb. Lego lamb. Which one are you? I'm the shock star, baby. I thought, I was thinking maybe like one night, or if I do a random stream, I'm just going to talk like this the whole stream. And then that way everybody will think that I am on LSD or something's wrong with the stream itself. I know you didn't ask for anything. Well, except for me and Jimmy to come pick you up. So we could take you to Burger King. Ideas impregnating other ideas in the land of the psychotic surreal. Yeah, there you go. It kind of sounds like you're on LSD. Oh man, I and then I would, there's also the whole you snip nose, doing that as well as too. But then I've always been afraid that like if I did that, I might actually come up with some sort of incantation, and then gnomes will appear, and it's like, why do they have pitchforks? And why is this huge hole opening up in my living room? Uh, well, I don't know. I'll be here all night. Tip your waitress. Try the veal, or the macaroni salad at least. But I'll let you know a secret. It's rancid. Yeah. No Malone. Skinny puppy type shit. That too. Can I get a Coke with that? Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, hopefully everybody is like ready to go, and we'll get this thing started. And I'll do the thin count, and you know I hope that you know the ones that are watching enjoy the movie, and just the people that are straggling in are like somehow wondering like what the fuck is going on and all that. And then of course to the rewatchers like Todd Christian, who always gives me some great comments after the fact when he's watched the film, and things. Totally appreciate him. And once again, of course, I appreciate all of you for coming in tonight and stuff and listening to me like babble. It's not. I mean, when Juno's here, at least, or like Dirk from last week. Thanks again, Dirk, for doing that last week. It's good to have someone to kind of bounce off of, and you get you know uh, a better camaraderie of things. Instead of just me like talking, because I could just you know eh, I could. I mean, I don't know. I guess some people find me amusing because I'm a ridiculous person, but I just don't want to spend the whole time just slapping myself or something. So there we go. Bruv, exactly. There you go. So, all right. So we'll go with the 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, quattro, trace, dose, and make it a good one. Uno, press play, pendejos and bitches. We all have liftoff. That's correct. Yeah, it was a good time last week. I enjoyed it. So, this starts off with good old Luke. He's escaping from somewhere, tying a sheet to a uh, the bed, and he's gonna use the sheet as a rope and get out the window, as he's a patient in a hospital. But it's kind of funny because Owen was holding up a phone or a mirror or something. But then the doctor shows up to say goodbye, and then he's like, What's this?" But he's actually in a voluntary hospital, so he was doing the whole escape plan for Dignan, and you'll see, look how excited he is and everything. And it's only one floor down. But the doctor's cool about it. He says, "Can you do it fast? Because this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all." So, yeah, they do look really young in this. Clive Owen Wilson as well. Luke and Mr. Wilson. Yeah, those fucking milky liquors. That's right. Owen Wilson Phillips. Mm. He's just running around telling everybody goodbye. Who'd you get to do that? Did you bribe the janitor? Yeah. So they've got like a 75-year plan. We could I actually do have the notes of the 75-year plan. So I looked this up. The initial 5 years, through a constant regimen of activities, we begin to learn a craft. So A is a practice job, goals, sharpen timing, be able to make errors in a safe environment. B, first real heist goals: one, assemble a small team; two, create a cash base, and that's through Mr. Henry. And then, anyway, yeah, I'll just kind of quit that one for now. So they're, I guess, going to do their first heist, and they're wearing yeah, it's a heist of coins, I guess, and some other things. So I guess since they're wearing black gloves, we could technically call this a giallo. Oh, and he stops to straighten up one of the model army men there. Yes, Blue Streak. That's another one. Yeah, Giallo shot. That's right. Oh, they're playing the Bobby Orr power play pinball machine. So that, it's the little things, And then I just noticed there's some sort of a magazine or something that has natural born killers on it. Oh, they robbed Luke Wilson's parents. I forgot about that. He said there's certain things you signed a paper of things you weren't supposed to touch, and he said everything was on that list. What a what a fucking bunch of bullshit. Giallo, is it me you're looking for? There we go. Natural porn drillers. Absolutely. Oh yeah, then he has a little sister, and she's like, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Arizona." You haven't worked a day in your life. How could you be exhausted? Alan and I have known a few of those people. NYPD, New York porn. I forgot this kid. He's probably like 12 years old. Fucking acts like she's 40 or something. And so the getaway driver Dignan is like interviewing him like it's a fucking job interview or something. Bob Burns had a deep throat pinball machine he designed with Linda Lovelace all over it. Wow. Hey, Corey, how's it going? Sorry that I had a hit and run in your stream tonight. Um, but congrats on your subs and all that, and your your commercialism and things that you're doing and all that good stuff. We'll have Wilkie's t-shirts in no time at all. Oh, Shamarlos, there you go. He's in here and he said he had Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell today too. So what a coinky dink. Holy hell, you know. The Jester is actually pretty cool. I agree. Apparently, there's going to be another one. Carnitas. So here's where they're practicing, firing guns and all that good stuff. It's not quite a cornfield, but it probably should have been. Yeah, you're not paying attention if you're messing around with a gun. Elmore on Hub. Yeah, there you go. I told y'all. I did. I told y'all. Oh boy. It's like you're robbing a bookstore, and yet you pick up books to look at them, and you're supposed to like be robbing the bookstore and stuff. Brooks store, yeah. Let's all go to the Brooks store. We'll go in Ashton's van to the Brooks store. See, between the three of these idiots, they don't seem to know exactly everything that's like going on, because they keep asking each other like stupid things and then finding out other things. That's Mr. Henry, and aside from owning the Lawn Wranglers, which he was trying to tell Luke Wilson was actually the crew, which is not that crew. It's like, okay. And he says this is the best job he ever had. I have no idea. Van Morrison over here, Jeepers Beepers, yeah. What we should do is like, besides like going to the Brooke store, we should actually get Brooke, and we should all go to like different like bookstores and do like have Brooke do like a book signing, just grab various books and see how many books she can autograph for people. You know, we can make a fake sign saying that she's this big authoress, you know, and stuff, and then she can just sign, you know, just a bunch of different books, and then you know, and then we'll hightail it out of there. And when people get wise, you know, and it'll be like, oh wait, what the fuck? They're actually here in the mid 80s, there used to be a band called the G. Gordon Liddy Mall Band. Then they shortened it to the Mall Band, but they would actually drive to malls, set up as quickly as they could, and try to play a set. And one time they got through, I think, 20 minutes before like security came and was like, what the hell's going on here? I always thought that was magnificent. So they bought some fireworks and they're driving around, you know, throwing them out the window and, you know, doing stuff, you know. See, we could do that too, like on the way to the bookstores and stuff. Mongoloid Voorhees. Oh, nice. Well, that does work. Jason Blowhees. Well, him too. Vancy Thompson. Fancy Thompson, you know, is more like it. You could play that Bobby Gentry song, you know, because I don't want to say, you know, Reba McEntire, because the Bobby Gentry song is, you know, is a better version of it. Because like backwards, it's calf. So there you go. So yeah. So, oh yeah. Now they're at the hotel, and you know that they're on the lam, you know, and stuff. Could we throw pies and eggs like the good old? Yes. We never threw any pies though. We threw a lot of eggs, but we're not going to talk about that. Even though I'm sure the statute of limitations way since passed. Then Luke Wilson, he falls in love with a very hot Latina maid here. I don't remember throwing pies. Mongoloid Christmas. That's, you know, that would be one of those fucking fucked up Hallmark movies. They get good old Chris Burke from Life Goes On. You know, they could do a reprisal of Corky. You know, get Patty LaPone. You know, like when she was slumming back then. You know, she really, you know, interviews I've seen with her lately, she really fucking hates people, and you know, because she's a Broadway actress, you know, and all that shit, you know. He meant from Dumb and Dumber. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, there should, you know, it'll probably become, you know, like a, you know, Hallmark movie. Somebody will come up with it, you know. Hey, I got this idea. Why don't we call it Mongoloid Christmas? We'll get that guy from Life Goes On, the kid that played Corky, you know, and then we'll get a 500-pound twin brother named Porky. I'm going to hell for that one. Oh man. I'm not ashamed to say I used to actually watch that fucking show just because, it was one of the only good things to watch on a Sunday evening. And then of course he there's that great one where he decided that he was going to rebel, and he gets a leather jacket and he brings in a ghetto blaster into the church of all places and plays "Fight the Power" by Public Enemy. Oof. You know, they couldn't have him like listening to Slayer or some shit like that. Nope, he had to play Public Enemy, which was cool, but it really kind of downplayed the whole thing because you were really expecting him to hang out with like these long-haired metal kids that would stab old people in the eyes and you know talk about Black Phillip and all sorts of stuff. You've got really good posture. You stand up really straight. People think that because I'm in a hotel that they can really just kind of act like slobs. It's bad manners, if you ask me. Black Phillip's not racist. Black Phillip matters. Remember when Corky's Revenge? When Corky got a girlfriend and got busted? Well, there was the one time I remember when he asked his father about sex, but we won't go into that one. So I guess Bob's brother got thrown in jail because of the weed crop that they were growing in the backyard. Yeah, right there, loud and clear in the barber shop. What about hiding our identities? Finger bang that. Exactly. Black wife splatter. Oops. Yeah. Time stamp. A Terrence stamp. Uh, fuck. 1 second, Chester. It is 30 minutes, 32 seconds. Inez, the Spanish maid, well, she's from Paraguay. So anyway, he's looking at this little locket and he says, "Who's this?" She says, "She's my sister." Even though it's a picture of, you know, I think it's really her because he says it looks. You're welcome, Chester. And it looks exactly like her. But I mean, how did you go from cheese to she's or she's to cheese? I don't know. I'm not gonna ask. I was just saying it. Take your pick. Yeah, get one that says enter journal risk. I don't want a tramp stamp. Oh, what's his name? The Murder Hawk has a tramp stamp, which now he's put other tattoos around it so he wouldn't look like he has a tramp stamp. So now there's several of the maids plus one of somebody else, and they're all having a party in the room and have homemade margaritas or something. And Bob is pissed off and stuff. In the SummerSlam, that's right. Canada Spry, yeah. Pigment in the Sea Monster. That's perfect, He's telling this girl, that her skin feels like silk, and then he says his is like sandpaper. She's kind of a hot mamacita in the pool with him, and she's wearing her bra and probably panties, and then of course old Dignan has to fuck it up and says starts yelling Marco and says no lifeguard on duty. You have to enter at your own risk. Bob stole the car. Bob stole the car because he's a piece of shit. When we get him, we'll blow up his car or something. I can guarantee you that. That's what Z and I would do. We would blow up Bob's car. Because, you know, Bob spelled backwards is Bob. Bob spelled forward says Bob. Yeah, fuck his car.
Don't treat me like the jealous friend who's envious of you, because that's not what this is about. I'm as excited for you as anybody is. Really? I gotta go. See you later.
And then I forgot that they actually play a couple of songs by one of my favorite bands, Love, which later was Arthur Lee and Love, but that doesn't matter at this point. But earlier they played Seven and Seven Is, and you know that in that song he says he mentions how he looks like an ice cream cone, and then this song that they playing now is called Alone Again, or which the Damned covered and did a really good fucking cover of it. He gets back to the hotel. Jerry gets back to the hotel, and Inez is waiting in the room for him. So there's going to be some kind of stuff going on there. You know what I mean? All right. Boom. Exactly, Chester. So Dignan is, I guess, drowning his sorrows and shooting a bottle rocket or something. Saw the sheets. He changes. Well, of course he's gonna probably change them, and stuff. Hey, Kayla. It's good to see you, sweetie. Hope all's well. Are you going to be doing a stream tonight? I'm doing good. As far as I can do good by myself, since my partner in crime is not here. But I have all the rest of my partners in crime in the chat. So So Dignan is fighting a guy in the bar over a pool game or something and getting beat up. He's got some fucked up. His face is all fucked up, and he says, "Can you pass me those French fries, please?" We are watching Bottle Rocket, which is Wes Anderson's first film that he did in 1996, which I know to some they think that's like eons ago and things of that sort. But welcome to the stream. The movie is up on Tubi, and also I have a LookMovie link that's posted at the top of the chat, but it's probably too late to get to that one. But timestamps, of course, are available. So they got this kid named Rocky translating the Spanish from Jerry to Inez. Yeah, I don't watch it enough, Chester, because I have so many streaming fucking sites anyway. But yeah, for some real good obscure shit, though, I usually can find something good. Since Freebie is all interpolated now into like Prime and all that. Tubi one Kenobi. Yeah. Yeah, that's a real deal. Fart the movie. He sent me a screenshot. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? I was calling him fucking Jerry. His name's Anthony. I don't know what the fuck they're changing fucking names in the middle of the movie. Well, that's true. They're on the lam, so they're not saying, you know. Yeah, because she's calling Dignan. Oh, no. That's something else, but never mind. Oh, she did call him. What the fuck? Well, who the fuck is Anthony? Oh, Anthony, Jerry. I guess Dignan is saying his name's Jerry or some shit. Who the fuck knows? So Rocky says, "Tell Anthony I love him," and it's for Inez, but he's thinking that it's he's like, "What the hell?" Okay. See, even I'm confused. Shit. Thank you, Ashton. I appreciate that. There's a HBO Max. There's a movie called Ashton's Burning Van, which everybody needs to watch. Plex Pluger. That's correct. All right, Dirk. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out and everything. And have a good day. And I'll talk to you soon.
First of all, what is broke? You're so spoiled, man. Having only a few $100 is not broke. Well, okay, this is a setback. What is this? All right, $16. So, what's the rest of the money? You gave it 2 months. No, I never gave it as anything. Yeah.
So apparently, he gave uh, the money to Inez, the money that they robbed the bookstore with, and so now that Dignan knows, he's pissed. The things people do for love, right? Bark at the Poon and Officer Rufy. That's another movie that they'd have Corky and Officer Rufy and have a very, very small 10-second cameo by Bill Cosby. You gots to give her the Spanish fly. What? But see, like, if that was like Cosby's line, he wouldn't actually say it that way. It would be, you've got to give her the Spanish fly. Because, you know, he's all proper and shit and says he speaks the fucking Queen's English and all that sort of shit. Because he doesn't like anybody kind of like speaking ghetto and shit like that. Because he's a fuckwit. He should do those pudding pop commercials again, you know, but like do it all prim and proper, you know, and stuff, and then stick them in his ears, you know, and maybe one up his nostrils.
Dear Grace, I enjoyed your letter. I agree Kim Douglas is an arms cracked up. It never was. But if you're feeling lonely or homesick, I recommend a warm and calm explain about me. You too, you should keep extremely busy.
So now Jerry's staying over at Bob Mapplethorpe's.
Got 3 jobs. Money isn't much, and Bob in particular isn't free.
28 hot dogs later, yeah. So they've got as those, you know, idiots, you know, the parking valets and all that stuff. 28 grapes later. So he's writing a letter to his sister, the one that, you know, is like about 12 going on 40. I had a friend, she was, you know, I guess her kid was about 12 at the time, and she's like, yeah, he's 12 years old going on 30. And it's like, holy shit. He probably was like a fucking lawyer already, you know, like 6th grade, and he's a fucking lawyer.
I wish that some of the stuff that said hadn't been said.
So Dignan's making his apology and stuff. Whoa. I'm not going to repeat what she just said. RZ's One-Eyed Monsters. Yeah, it's probably was made with one eye. Something wrong with the lens. I can't fucking see it. That's why this movie fucking sucks. Damn is right. Is that a Monte Carlo? I don't know. Oh, Mr. Henry or somebody's throwing the. So this is where James Caan shows up. Fandango. Oh yeah, then there's like some dude named Applejack. He always has these weird fucking characters' names and shit. Damn, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Obviously, you're talking about a prom or something, but I tell you, there's also 28 Monkeys Later. James Caan all dressed up like a golfer, and shit. Yes, he was indeed, Alan. Hey, Nikki, no worries. Sure, let me get you that timestamp. 1 second. It is, let's see, 1 hour exactly, or 1 hour, 3 seconds. Exactly, Jason. James Caan. Still doing those double shifts. Oh, I'm sorry, Nikki, but you know, bringing in the dough. But it's definitely good to see you. Oh, you're welcome for the timestamp. No problem. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching the movie. Next week, I'm doing another Wes Anderson movie, The Life Aquatic, The Adventures of Steve Zissou. So that's next week. Same time, same bat channel. It's like, what the hell are you wearing? A jumpsuit. He looks like it looks like a little banana. It looks more like a Devo suit to me, almost. Keep up the mowing, Kemosabe. Okay. That's funny that that guy that's being the complete asshole is like that's their other brother in real life. Banana hammock. That's right. Three conditions. One, you mastermind the plan. Two, Bob's on the team. And you got to get me one of these jumpsuits. Banana swanger. That's what that is. So now James Caan's in this karate outfit, and I know that dude knew fucking karate, but he's fighting this Asian dude who's actually in this tidy whities wearing like these black shoes. It's kind of weird that they actually named the character Bob Mapplethorpe, you know, because if you don't know who Bob Mapplethorpe was, he was this kind of like really this photographer, like in you know, he was an artiste in New York in the 70s and 60s and all that sort of stuff, and he was friendly with Patti Smith, and anyway, he took a lot of pictures of flowers, which some people kind of thought, you know, they were sort of erotic art and things of that sort. Oh,
What are we doing out here? What happened? I just wanted, I don't know, I was looking forward to seeing you guys. Bob would like to have you on the team. If you'll have this. Berto, let me get something straight first. You don't play. You don't play. Why are you going to the country?
so apparently Bob like has a membership at a country club and he doesn't do anything there, so it's kind of weird. And then there's this guy who, this Indian character actor that Wes had in a lot of his films, you know. Damn it. So, there we go. The Life Erotic, that's correct. Yeah, Kingpin's a great movie. Sadie Crack, that's a good one, Chester. Oh, I'm sorry, Caddyshack, you meant, not Sadie Crack. Banana Kendrick. Sometimes I think that's what her body looks like, is a banana, but I'm not sure.
I just appreciate if you didn't run around and tell everybody last about it. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know you have the reputation. Won't happen again. Just. Yeah. Excuse me? Oh, I don't think so. John, I realize you no longer have a brother. And you no longer have any friends. And all that. I'm going to stay in front and just laugh my fucking head off. Hey, John. Hey, John. Oh, God. Oh. This must be my brother. Are we okay?
James Caan was going to break his arm off.
I hope this doesn't offend you, Bob.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't offend you, Bob, but your brother's a cocksucker. That's one of the best lines of the movie. Because, as we all know, what are we working on? I don't know. We're working on something. What do you think about it as a person? Yeah, as a girl.
I thought she was a good person. She was friendly. She was attractive. I didn't get to know her as well as you did. That's another reason why you not hesitate. Actually, Rocky struck me as kind of. I didn't. Well, he said he loved you. Yeah, he said he loved you. I mean, that was just strange. Translating. Was he translating for you? Say he loved you. Say he loved you. No one translated. That's how I understood him. He was talking in English. And I was like, okay.
He finally tells him now what that kid Rocky said, that he loved him, but of course it was coming from Inez.
You know, it might give you a feeling of security by way of just to back up.
It's like this place they're at. There's a stuffed lynx. Man, that's kind of fucked up. If you go in there tomorrow, then it's just another school about you.
Yeah, I can speak to a guy. No, she's not a housekeeper. She works. Please don't do this. But I'll explain to you. Oh, sure. Something I mean, a lot to me.
I'm gonna tell you something, kid. You got the guts of a damn lion. Well, we all do, especially here. We're all lions. They're calling like every room in the fucking hotel to try to find her.
Yeah, hi, I'm working from home. She's one of the housekeepers there. She is? Yeah, she is. No. Yes. That's my voice. God, you sound terrific. How are you? That's great. No, I'm great. Especially now that Every single person English is really you're filming out, man. So, we're on the street, what should I say, though? I'm gonna ask, well, to love you. Yes, I do.
So now instead of doing the crow calling, it's bird dog to scarecrow, bird dog to scarecrow. Applejack and Kumar. That would be the new movie instead of Harold. Harold's dead, I guess, and so you have Applejack and Kumar. What what are they do? No, this dude's name is Applejack. He's like, who's that man? He goes, that's Applejack. So apparently, Applejack is a safe cracker or some shit. Applejack and Kumar go to Jack in a Box.
Keep this line clear at all times. Come on. Any activity, bird dog? Negatory, we're all clear.
Yeah, Applejack cereal is good. Mix that with some Fruit Loops, and there you go. Fruit Poops, yeah, I guess. So apparently, old Kumar wasn't a very good safecracker because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And then fucking Bob just shot Applejack in the arm. Man, you talk about fucking stuff up. Yeah, that would be pretty good too. Captain Crunch and Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs is actually one of my favorite cereals. Lately, I've been really into like honeycomb though, because I have those flashbacks of like Andre the Giant in the treehouse and shit, you know. So it's like, you know, I like honeycomb, you bitch. You know. All right. Rosie, remember when they used to put those records on the back of the cereal boxes? You know, you'd cut them out and, you know, they didn't play like very well. I know Alan probably remembers them. But imagine if he had one that had like Andre the Giant on there and it was just all fucked up to where it'd be like, I'm on the say, fuck you, I'm Andre. You, you jerk offs. Yeah, those actually had songs on them and stuff. I remember, I don't know if I had one of those. I think I had a Monkeys one or something when I was a kid. And I remember I had this one that was supposed to tell a scary story and have these different endings, but it was so fucked up that it would just like you'd get the sound effects, you wouldn't get the story, you know. So you put the needle on the record and you get like ah, and that was like it. Or then you get something like it was just like, all right. Captain Crunch. I don't know what he was doing with all those kids. He might have been pulling a Bill Cosby. Oh yeah. So the main deal was it was all a ruse to get uh, Owen and Luke out of the house. So they're ripping the house off and stuff. You know. Well, yeah, I know. I know you're only 25, but I thought that, you know, Z had made you a time machine. So, you know, the two of you were like exploring and going to back to different years. And oh shit, here's the cops. Dignan's trying to make his escape, and the cops keep appearing like all these different places and things like that. Yeah, the different prizes in the cereal. I remember like, you know, my neighbor's kid found a handgun. Like, no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't surprise it wouldn't surprise me though if somebody actually slipped one in there. They were disgruntled at the cereal factory. Oh, I'm just gonna put this handgun in here. So the pigs are beating up Dignan and stuff. Like in the deep freeze too. Like that's fucked up. Brooke says she loved those prizes. See, I bet Brooke got a damn switchblade, like take it to school. So those like high school bitches, that didn't like her, I'll cut you, bitch, or she'd be like, I'm gonna slice that dirty poodle skirt of yours, you hoe. But she wouldn't use language like that. That's just me. She would be very eloquent. I'm gonna kill you now, so you better be prepared. What? Womp womp womp. Wasco State Penitentiary. Okay. He said that when he got popped by the cop that he got CRS disease. Well, what's CRS disease? When you can't remember shit. Oh, just like amnesia. Yeah, something like that. Bob's brother, has the name Future Man. And he said to him, just because you're a fuck up doesn't mean you're not my brother. That's how Alan used to talk to me. Yes, the family size box. Alan said he got a condom. Think of all those kids, man, that got like monkey's paws and they're all dead now. And you can just hope that they like were your enemies like in high school that you couldn't stand. What'd you get in your cereal box? Oh, I got a monkey's paw. You're dead. Dumb fucks. Actually, this is kind of funny. I knew this redneck, right? I've known more than one, but this one guy in high school. And I remember one day he said, you know, he was basically saying that I was an asshole because, I liked punk rock and stuff. And he said he didn't like rock and roll at all. All he liked was country. So this cocksucker goes to his truck after school one day, gets in to go home, turns the ignition, the radio or tape or whatever the fuck he had comes on, and it was Ozzy. So he didn't like rock and roll, huh? I just was like, I remember shaking my head and wished I would have had a pipe bomb. I mean, what? I didn't say that, but Brookie crisp cereal. Yeah, that'd be some good stuff. But I mean, it was the honest truth. I mean, I was like, damn, this fucking asshole. So instead of a conjugal visit, he had, like, I guess, a conjugal lunch visit where he was just able to go out and eat lunch. I guess it was supposed to be Waco State Penitentiary, but they put Wasco, but there's no penitentiary in Waco. So yeah, that's it. That was the end of Bottle Rocket, which was written by Owen C. Wilson and uh, Wes Anderson. That flew by. Holy fucking wow. Oh, you're welcome, Ashton and Z. Porn pops, yeah. Corn pops are kind of cool because you could fix them around your teeth and make it look like you've got these huge, like, yellow gnashers and stuff. Thank you guys for, hanging out and coming out and stuff and listening to me rant and rave and just go off the fucking rails and everything. And, you know, appreciate all you guys. Chester, Rosie, Brooke, Ashton, Zodiac, Steve Areno, Alan, Anthony Chipotle stuff, and, Shamarlos and Sailor George. And, of course, Jason, Ginger Ninja, and Corey, and Nikki, and Kayla, and our new viewer. I don't want to butcher your name, so I don't. That's why I didn't say it, because I'd feel really awful if I said it wrong and stuff. And Jimbo Jack and everybody. There's some Wes Anderson stuff that he did actually on Netflix, where he did some Roald Dahl stories, and they're actually pretty interesting. Benedict Batch is in one of them, and they have them as, like, you can watch them as, like, shorts, or you can watch them. Damn it, it's the whole shebang and stuff. You know what I mean? So for those of you that have got Netflix, you can, check those out because they're actually pretty good. But yeah, I mean, definitely, you guys, thanks for coming out and stuff and hanging around, and thanks to all the lurkers, berserkers, and, like, also everybody that'll watch the restream and all that good stuff. And also want to give a shout out to Vanta Black and you know be sure to take your vitamins and drink plenty of water, kids, because Chester says so. You don't want Chester coming to your house and beating your ass because you're not eating your vegetables, drinking your water, eating your vitamins. Clinch mods. That's exactly right. Spiffy Whiff, starring Chris Burke from Life Goes On. Could you imagine that was like a dessert topping or something? Spiffy Whiff, and you have old Corky there promoting it. When I eat pie, I eat Spiffy Whiff. Oh, shit. All right. Damn, I'm gonna, you know, get shot here in a minute or something, you know. Titty titty bang bang. That's right. But well, you know how I always do crazy things, and you know, Brooke enjoys, you know, kind of like my humor. I know she enjoys Ashton's more because of the van and everything, but this is for Brooke. There you go. I am the Swedish chef. Boiga boiga smorga boiga. Oh man, there we go. Hey kids, I got a chef's hat. Then you got old, you know, all that good shit. Oh man, I'm glad that I can keep you guys amused because it's always fun to, you know that you're laughing and, you know, pointing your finger and going, I hope there's an earthquake and I hope that you die. No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about myself, not you guys, because I was saying that it was you that said that. But I know you wouldn't. There's no ill thoughts here towards anybody. So, well, why did you even say it? Oh, there you go. Damn. Watch the hands. What hands? My hands. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully Juno will be back next week, and he'll be back next week, hopefully. And like I said, I'll be doing the Life Aquatic in my second uh series, or not series, but the second film of my Wes Anderson retrospective. And I know Dirk and Darren have something coming up, but I'm not even sure. I don't even think they knew the other day what they had coming up. And then Grande's Graveyard tomorrow night has his second monsters thing, where it's Godzilla and Mothra and Ghidra and who knows what else. And I think P has, you know, something tomorrow night, some movie. So of course I'll be around there with the rest of you, you know, talking about Bill Cosby and oh, you know, the usual things like that. But oh man, really? He's got that tomorrow night? Yeah, I don't know about that. I've never actually watched that before, but I mean, maybe it's time I take the plunge. What's the consensus on that? Should I or should I not? I'm leaving it up to you, guys, because you know, I've never dared venture into that territory. Donnie Gilmore. I think for that the consensus is probably a resounding no. We should just go in there and just yuck it up like we always do. Mango Gilmore. Leave it to Chester to come up with the fruit title. Banana ass Gilmore. There we go. Puff Daddy Gilmore. Oh man. Yeah. Epstein knows Gilmore. All right, kids, and animals and villains, and I love all you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. And tonight, I don't know what to say. It was just like it was just me, you know. So here we go. You know, tomorrow I'll be under some sort of arrest or something. Who knows? You know, if I am, I hope it's cardiac and not, you know, winding up in jail. You can't kill me, fellas. You know. So anyway, but like I said, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, hanging and stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night in peas. You know, uh, bird's eye, pea rich bird's eye peas things stuff. And so with that, I will bid you adieu, goodbye, good night, whatever the hell, you know, all that good stuff. So, all right. You're very welcome, Brooke. Thank you all again for coming out. And sayonara, banana havoc. Havocs. Yeah, havocs instead of hammocks. And, you know, have a great evening. See you guys tomorrow. Love you.